Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. Yep, and your new Trends Journal's coming out, and here's the cover. Yep. As the dollar dies, the future is paved with gold. The dollar's dying. It's on its deathbed. It's going to say bye-bye very soon. We've been forecasting this for quite a while now, and it's coming to fruition. You're seeing gold prices. They were over $2,100 an ounce. And now they're back to like 2020. And by the way, gold would be going up a lot higher if there wasn't such a thing called Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, because a lot of dough is going into that direction. It's a new time. And it's for the time. So we see Bitcoin, as we keep forecasting, going higher as well. So it's very simple. You just saw the numbers come out today for job openings. They were terrible. Way down. And this is the Christmas season. October, they were starting, that's October numbers. They're down. And then each week in the Trends Journal, we show all the people that are getting laid off. Spotify, what did they just announce? They're firing almost 20% of their workforce. So this is big. So they're going to be lowering interest rates. We've been saying this now for the better part of a year, that they were going to begin lowering them in early 2024. Now the street is saying the same thing. First they were saying, no, they're not going to start lowering them until May. Now they're up till March. They're going to lower interest rates in the run-up to the presidential reality show because they want to keep in power the people in power. As I keep saying over and over again, the former Fed head, Janet Yellen, is now our Treasury Secretary. So you really have to be fucking stupid not to see who's running the show. You mean the former Fed head is our Treasury Secretary? Yeah. So the banksters are in charge. And they want to stay in charge. Es mis faccia brut. And oil prices are down. Why are oil prices down? Well, the oil prices are down for two reasons. Number one, America has just hit an all-time high of about 13 million gallons a day of production. But the other one, demand is going down. It's a supply and demand issue. And even though OPEC cut back on what they said they were going to put out into the market, the prices are still down. But all that could change with the Israel war ramping up. Because if Israel escalates it into Syria, Lebanon, and Iran, you're going to see oil prices go to $130 a barrel plus, and that's going to crash the economies and the equity markets. And the war machine keeps on pumping it out for more war. This is by this guy who's our Pentagon chief, this Lloyd Austin. Lloyd Austin, a former murderer in Iraq that was such a brave guy, and how Americans slaughtered so many innocent people under his command. Yeah, that Lloyd Austin who loves war. And the media only promotes those who sell the war line. And that's why we're asking you also to please hit that button over there and, to have people subscribe to this channel, because I'm banned by the mainstream media, and so is everybody else talking about peace. And the way my message gets out to social media is through you. So please do what you can. Take a second to like this channel and push those algorithms up, because they're shadow banning us. So going back to this guy, Austin, who, by the way, his last job was sitting on the board of directors of Raytheon, the second largest defense contractor. And we have an article in this week's Trends Journal about that, as well as an article by Ron Paul. And that's the last person I voted for president. And there's a lot of great articles in the Trends Journal, of course. So here's what he said. He said, spending on the production of artillery shells by the Pentagon has almost doubled in recent years and will be increased even further. Quote, Ukraine's high burn rate for artillery has hammered home the need to invest even more in munitions. Invest more in munitions to keep killing and slaughtering people. Hey, Austin boy, I launched Occupy Peace. I am a true American patriot. You are not. You are a despicable person of hatred of our founding fathers like George Washington, a real man that fought, who warns us not to get involved in foreign entanglements. But you want more of them. He goes on, compared to the defense budget from 5 years ago, we're putting nearly 50% more money into munitions. And during this administration, America's production of artillery shells won't just increase, it won't just double, it will quadruple. Yay! Yay! As America sends more weapons to keep slaughtering innocent Palestinians. Oh, yeah, we're getting Hamas. Yeah, over 100,000 buildings have been destroyed. What are you talking about? And again, look at the links in your Trends Journal. We're showing these pictures of apartment after apartment being blown away. Oh, yeah, we're getting Hamas. That's a lot of bullshit. What else? He goes on. The United States has launched, quote, the most ambitious modernization effort in nearly 40 years for our defense industrial base. Isn't that nice? Building up the military-industrial complex. And these are the people, the scumbags, the little Tapper boys. Yeah, the little bash bullshitters. These are the people in the media that they have on. Well, I'm banned, and I used to be on all of them because I speak about peace and the disgustingness of this crap. It'll see some $50 billion allocated to this sector, and ready for this? Supporting tens of thousands of good American jobs in more than 30 states. Good American jobs to build weapons to slaughter people? Who the fuck are you talking to? Who the fuck are you talking to? Oh, I'm talking to the Congress. I'm talking about all these nothing little boys. And all the stupid people that swallow my shit. Hey, Anderson Cooper, how come you're coming out against this? ABC, CBS, FUCK, that's all you are. NPR, nobodies. He goes on. He goes on to say, in every generation, some Americans prefer isolation to engagement. Engagement? Oh, what are we getting married and engagement? You mean going over and murdering people in foreign countries in wars based on lies? And this is the guy they quote, not you, Salenti. We don't like you. And they try to pull up the drawbridge. Drawbridge? Who the fuck are you talking to? They try to kick loose the cornerstone of American leadership. Leadership? Led by who? Dead in front of your fucking eyes, Biden? Dead in front of your eyes, Mitch McConnell? Little Chucky Schumer? Up your ass, Lindsey Graham? The American way, left or right, they're both out of their fucking minds, and you're talking about leadership? Yeah, he goes on. He accused people like myself of trying to undermine the security architecture that has produced decades of prosperity with great power war. This should be condemned. Hey, where are all your religions out there? You all got lockjaw? Murder going on all over the place? Oh, yeah, but give me money. Give me money. Yep. Where are the preachers of peace? Nowhere. Yep, he goes on and on. And you'll hear some people try to brand an American retreat from responsibility as bold new leadership. So when you hear that, make no mistake, it's not bold, it's not new, and it's not leadership. Leadership? Who the fuck are you talking to? Who the fuck are you talking to? Leadership. He went on to urge Congress to pass the full-year appropriation bill and approve President Biden's $1.5 billion that includes military aid for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. Quote, you know, our competitors don't have to operate under continuing resolutions. You mean freedom of the people? And also, doing so erodes both our security and our ability to compete. What, compete in wars that you haven't won since World War II? Tough man. And again, I launched Occupy Peace, and I put my money where my heart is. I have major rallies. I do everything I can in the name of peace. And I also urge you to pass our urgent supplemental budget request to help fund our national security needs, to stand by our partners in danger. Who's my fucking partner in danger? Who is my partner in danger? Israel's not my partner in danger. Syria's not my partner in danger. Afghanistan's not my partner in danger, nor is Vietnam. Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen. This is disgusting. You got another little clown jerk. This little boy of nothing. This Mike Johnson, this Louisiana Republican of nobody that's now the House Speaker. He goes on to say, we can't allow Vladimir Putin to march through Europe, and we understand the necessity of assisting there. Oh, yeah? We can't stop? Hey, fuckface, go there and fight. Go there and fight. We can't. And he goes, and we understand the necessity of assisting. Well, don't talk about we. Oh. How about people like George Washington? How about people like Dwight D. Eisenhower, who warned the American people not to get involved in these foreign entanglements? And I'm telling you, they're going to ramp up these Ukraine war, and they're going to ramp up the Israel war. They're doing it already, and they're going to get the people to support it. Because here's what they're saying. EU warns of Christmas terror attacks. The European Union faces a huge risk of terrorist attacks over the Christmas holiday period in a society increasingly polarized by the Israel-Hamas war, the bloc's Home Affairs Commissioner said today. FBI Director Christopher Wray warned today that terror threats in America are at an all-time high following the October 7th attack in Israel. Okay? You see what they're doing? They're going to have a false flag event, as I've been warning. Whether it's Ukraine doing it, something big's going to happen, and everybody's going to support the Lloyd Austin. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies in the final sense Lloyd Austin, a man who you despise. Dwight D. Eisenhower said, a theft from those who hunger, as we have it all over the country, and are not fed, those who are cold, the homeless everywhere, and are not clothed. The world in arms is not spending money alone. It is spending the sweat of the laborers, the genius of the scientists, the hopes of the children. This is not a way of life at all in any true sense. Under the clouds of war, it is humanity hanging on a cross of iron. There you got it. There you got it, and no one talks about it. And by the way, he who is not angry when there is just cause for anger is immoral. Why? Because anger looks to the good of justice. And if you can live amid injustice without anger, you are immoral as well as unjust. Again, I'm angry, and I'm angry at the clowns leading us. So get your t-shirt to show how you feel about it. Here it is. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? Then, of course, you look at the back of it, and you get another, you could say it without saying it. And again, you look at the major media and the lies that they keep saying, and this kind of stuff coming out of Austin's mouth and that clown boy, Mike Johnson. We'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything in the American public believes is false. That's William Casey. Yep. Again, I'm banned on mainstream media, so hit that like button because they're going to keep trying to shut me off. What else we got here? Again, we said the Ukraine war would be lost before it began, and they want to keep sending more money. Right? The counteroffensive. Here are some articles. March 30th, 2022. The war began on February 24th when Russia invaded. And I'm totally against the invasion. Russia taking incredible losses in Ukraine, senior U.S. official. Yeah, official piece of shit. Oh, this is Victoria Nuland. I think that unfortunately the Russians have not fully learned how tough the Ukrainian military is. Yep. Nuland said that Moscow's, yes, again, total bullshit. Yep. She goes on. We have yet to have negotiated a settlement to this conflict that got Russia forced out of Ukraine, that protected Ukraine's sovereignty and the territorial integrity going forward. This is the Victoria Nuland that we wrote about in the Trends Journal back in 2014 that helped push the coup. Facts are all there. Ready? July 24th, 2022. Zelensky, we will be able to do what previous generations failed to do. Yep. We will celebrate because Ukraine cannot be broken. The date of Ukrainian statehood will confirm the connection of Ukrainians living now with many generations of our people, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Vladimir Zelensky says Ukrainian counteroffensive about to gain pace. That was August of this year. Former Russian commander in Ukraine says Putin could be overthrown. That was May 29th, 2023. Putin will be gone within a year, and the West must be ready for his terrifying replacement, warns ex-MI6 spy. U.S. says Ukraine has sufficient supplies for counteroffensive. Ukraine gained the upper hand in 2023, says U.S. think tank, the Study for War, ISW, following Joe Biden's visit to Kyiv, and this is February of this year. And then going back to December 16th of this last year, time for Ukraine talks, not right now, White House. Yep. The moment is not right now, Sullivan said. According to Sullivan, Ukraine won a series of battles, quote, repelled the Russian invaders for most of the country, and is now fighting to reclaim the land. He called it a remarkable thing and said the Biden administration is asking Congress for, quote, a substantial amount of resources to ensure Ukraine has the means to fight the war. Total bullshit. Total bullshit. So your new Trends Journal coming out, economic update, telling you what's going on all over the world, what the rate hikes, they're over, what it means, when they're going to go down. You got to look at U.S. manufacturing and manufacturing in Germany, in China, in Europe, what's going on and where it's going down. And whole load of trends on the global economic front. Whole page after page of the Israel war. Israel arrests about as many Palestinians as it releases in hostage swap with Hamas. UNICEF, Israel's war is a war on children. Netanyahu, his war against Palestinians will continue to, quote, the end. What is the end? And it goes on, a whole load of stuff there. Featured guest articles by Phil Giraldi, The Fools on Capitol Hill. Featured guest article by Dr. Paul Craig Roberts. The U.S., not Israel, is the main combatant in the war against Hamas. That may make Lloyd Austin happy. And we got featured guest articles by Dr. Joseph Mercola. The White House goes rogue, secret surveillance program breaks all laws by John and Nisha Whitehead of the Rutherford Institute. Featured guest article by former Colonel Douglas MacArthur, Israel's War on Decision. Featured guest article by Dr. Ron Paul, The Real Problem with Our Foreign Policy. And something new on the economy that you want to look at that no one else is talking about but Gregory Mannarino, and that's tokenization. You better read all about it. And the technocracy trends by the technocracy king, Joe Duran. It's one of his books. You get it on Amazon, Be a Human, Joe Duran. And then we have trends in cryptos, trends in geopolitics. Yeah, the article we mentioned about Lloyd Austin, U.S. defense head rejects calls for isolationism, wants more war. It's not isolationism, by the way. I'm an American. This is my country. If I'm not being attacked, you only attack the attacker. We're not under attack. Nobody's threatening us. And we got Trends Eye Views, suicide rates hit record. Yep, we warned about this when the COVID war began. And on and on. Trends in High-Tech Science by Ben Davis. And a whole section, Trends in AI, all for you. So subscribe to the Trends Journal. Go to trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com. Get history before it happens. The grand total of $2.86 a week. Next to nothing. The more subscribers we have, the more we can do. And we're doing a lot. There's no magazine in the world that comes close to this. And again, hit that subscribe button. Get it liked, because we like the people that like life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Salenti and the Judge. See you then.
At the Trends Journal, the best investment you could make, because it's the best investment into your mind, and it can change how you look at the world.
His work is actually a gold mine. Anybody interested in politics, political trends, economic trends, social trends, cultural trends, you have to follow him, Gerald Celente.
The Trends Journal is one of the greatest sources of information, and it really is. You're predicting these things well ahead of time. I would encourage everyone to go grab the latest copy.
But Trends Journal subscriber for 20 years. I just have to commend you. What you guys have put together in your latest Trends Journal, there's nothing like this out there.
Sir, everything that you predicted about the economy, you were absolutely right. So I have followed you all this time. So please take a look at the Trends Journal.
You correctly forecast that the Fed would hike rates quite aggressively, correctly said that initially gold and silver would drop as the Fed starts to raise rate to 1.5% and above. When we spoke last, Bitcoin was around 49,000. You said you expect to drop, and if it drops below 30, 35, then it could really drop.
Trends Journal, which I would encourage people to go and check out. It's actually a 200-page document, pure data-driven analysis.
Gerald Celente, the top trends forecaster in the world. Gerald, you had an interesting call back in September of last year. You said gold had bottomed, which is exactly what happened. And here we are, and we're above $1,900.
Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happened at trendsjournal.com.